everyone. So I would like to call your attention to some ingredients in our medications that actually contain things like sugar and ethanol, things to look out for and things to avoid that can cause hysterics, stimming, tics, symptoms of psychosis, hallucination, dilution in individuals, even people that are neurotypical, and most especially people that are neurodivergent, suffering from a neurological disability or um, mental illnesses, disorders like dementia, your schizophrenia, delusion, hallucination, Parkinson's diseases, movement disorders, hysteria, sex disorders, and all that. So, looking at all this medication, you can see things like methyl salicate, you can see all that, you can see the sugar coated rocket, glycerol, some sugar alcohol, your cellulose, you can see cellulose, these are starch. You can see your glycol, polyethanol glycol, these are just alcohol that are in this medication. Why I'm calling your attention to this is because sometimes we tend to like use this some of these medications together and forgetting or not even being aware that this medication contains things like your sugar and your ethanol. Sometimes it is available in the medications, to calm your nerves so that some other ingredients in them can actually be active and be able to work. But sometimes we make mistakes by giving this medication to individuals that have neurological disability that are already overstimulated, and this ingredient, sucrose, glucose, whatever it is, starch that ends up to be sugar, or your ethyl, whatever it is that ends up to be your alcohol, your ethanol, will go into the individual and give further stimulation, causing seizures, epileptic seizures, stimming, tics, you know, things that will actually give the brain activities that are not normal, that will not make the cells, the neurons in the brain to work the way they should be, that will disorganize or giving a disorder flow of the neurons in the brain. So you need to really look out for this. You need to know the kind of medications to mix together. Even things like tegretol, you can see the ingredient that is in them, your carbamazepine, things like these, they contain mannose, some of them contain malolose and all that. I'm sorry if I couldn't pronounce that well. So malaces. So please check out for all this. Look at most of the medications that we even take to stop convocation, seizures. They contain excess sugars, different kind of sugars at different levels, ethanol. So I was able to break these ingredients down for you to see the things that they contain. Cellulose are polysaccharides. They are stronger sugars. They are polymers, and they are like the wall cell of a plant. So you need to know all these ingredients, be able to identify them in these medications. Things like your cornstarch, your potato starch, if you're hearing anything like corn oil, all these things are pure sugar. So if we're avoiding sugar in our meals, avoiding sugar in our drinks, avoiding sugar in our fruits, we should also check out for those medications that are very high in things like this different kind of levels of sugar or ethanol, because by taking these things you will still get overstimulated. You will still get your loved ones that have neurological disability overstimulated, and you get things like stitch, your seizures, your tics, your on reasonable thinking, diverted thinking, your disorganized speech, your uncontrollable movement, your involuntary speech, some animal sounds, some jerking, different kind of hysterics at different levels. epilepsy, convulsions. These things can even injure the heart. We can multiply the sugars in your system. It can lead to diabetes. It can kill the liver. It can damage the brain cells, causing leading to dementia, Alzheimer's, a lot and a lot of things. There are a lot of people that are sharing experiences with these medications that have killed some of their aged because of the level of sugar and ethanol that is contained in it. So if you are giving it to anybody, your loved one, your aged one, your children, you need to consider the ingredients, because some of these ingredients, they are too high for children. Most especially, there are a lot of people that have autism, that have cerebral palsy. Giving these ingredients to children that are not even up to 1 year or 5 years old, imagine the type of brain seizures or brain non-normal activities that is going to be playing in their brain. So please, let's be careful, especially in mixing them. Even your paracetamol contains sugar, and because it has to like to relax your nerves. So please, let's be sure, let's check out these things. You can see cellulose everywhere. Anywhere you see lactose, methyl, you know, um um your starch, all those are sugars. Anywhere you see methyl, ethanol, esters, those are your ethanol. You need to know these things and check them, so that you don't even multiply the symptoms, the psychotic symptoms, the psychosis symptoms, these neurological disabled symptoms in your loved one by even giving out this medication. Because if you are conversant enough and you can check before and after of your loved one taking these medications, you might be able to see that it's sometimes it's as if it's getting worse. So please, let's check this thing, so that we will not it will not look as if we are the ones even putting our loved one into bigger problems entirely. So please, 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 anything that contains sugar or yeast will naturally ferment to ethanol. Please, let's check these things. I shared some videos earlier about yeast also, because yeast feeds on sugar, and their byproducts eventually are carbon dioxide and ethanol. So if you eat things that are contain sugar a lot and still use these medications, and eventually eat things that actually contain yeast, which cannot is something that you, if you don't avoid, you cannot it cannot just be avoided. It will naturally produce excess of ethanol in your system, causing different type of hysterics, high, extreme high and low moods, feelings, aggression, especially when you are facing the withdrawal symptoms. So please, let's be caution about this. Please read through the pictures so you can gain more. Thank you, and God bless you. Have a lovely